Hello everyone, and today we are making another tier list, and today we are making the tier list for the 100 Battle Challenge. Yes, I have delayed the 100 Battle Challenge for almost a month now, because I was trying to wait for an updated tier list to come out, and no updated tier list came out on any Loomians that I can actually use. And I was tired of trying to wait for one to come out, because I wanted to start a 100 Battle Challenge again. So you know what? What the heck? Let's just make our own on Word. So, yeah, we are going to make the point tiers per Loomian. I have 100 points, and I got to use them for 7 Loomian slots. And we are going to rank a couple of the pre-evolutions, and that's just so, that's just so I don't use 5 points on a Reptide compared to 25 on a Luminami. So, let's start with the first Loomian, and it's Serenite. And if I were to place Serenite now, as weird as this sounds, Serenite would be placed in the 20-point tier. And the reasons are why is because it has barbs, it has melee defense, and it's pretty bulky. It's a pretty bulky Loomian. If I were to put Reburn, it will actually go up to the... It will actually go up to the 10-point tier. It used to be in the 5-point tier, but after trying it in battle, it will go to the 10-point tier. So there you go. There's Reburn and Serenite. Now we got Reptide, which Reptide will be at 15. I think Reptide being at 15 points is good. And the next one's Luminami, which Luminami is going to be 25. Come on, Luminami. All that Luminami is one of the best starters in the game. With Power Napper and Pivot, makes Luminami one of the best Loomians in terms, especially for Pivot. Now we're going to go for Tatub. Tatub is staying in the same spot. It's going to stay in the 25-point tier. I mean, it hits very, very hard. I mean, it hits really hard. Valkyrie will go in the 20-point tier. Valkyrie hits hard, it has regen, and it has Magnify, which really helps it out a lot. So Valkyrie's going in the 20-point tier. So yeah, this tier list is mainly just putting all the rankings down. That's mainly the main reason I'm doing this ranking. Vesperatu will actually drop all the way to the 15-point tier. Now, hang with me here. Hang with me. I know Vesperatu is a very powerful Loomian, but, I mean, 50% of the teams have a Teclipse nowadays. I mean, almost every team has a Teclipse, which completely counters Vesperatu. So, if I want to ever use Vesperatu, I don't want to use 20 or 25 points on a Loomian I might never use because every team has a Teclipse. So, yeah, Vesperatu is going in the 15-point tier. Himber is going in the... I think I'll put Himber in the 20-point tier. I think Himber deserves to be in the 20-point tier. Yes, even though I think Himber's worse than Vesperatu, I think it works better in the meta right now. Zulong will go in the 15-point tier. I don't know. I just don't think it does well in the current meta. And I know I have a couple pre-evolutions up there, but these are pre-evolutions I could actually use in battle, so that's why they're not right here. Now, Umbrak. Umbrak goes in the 10-point tier, and it's all because of Chasedown. Chasedown is the reason Umbrak goes in the 10-point tier. As for Luxor, that will be in the 5-point tier. And as much as I love Luxor, and as time and time again, I use it in battles and use it really well, people still don't use Luxor, so I'm putting it in the 5-point tier, unfortunately, as much as I really want to put it in the 10. Plus, we gotta have some Loomians in the 5-point tier, otherwise, it's gonna be very tough to build teams. Teclipse, we all know where this guy's going. This is a Loomian that should be an Uber. Make this Loomian an Uber. This thing is that OP, it's on every single team, and it's very boring. So Teclipse is going in the 50-point tier because I am bored of using Teclipse on every single team. So I'm putting it in the 50-point tier. Sue me. Now, Propay. I'll put Propay in the 5-point tier. I know Propay is a Loomian that could be used as a pre-evolution, so I am going to add it, and it is only in the 5-point tier, unfortunately. Cinnamorph, same way. This thing is kind of bad. Cinnamorph is kind of bad. It's going in the 5-point tier. It makes sense why it is there. Sumo Beetle is going in the 10. The reason why it goes a tier higher is because it does have priority and hits a little bit harder, which is very nice. Avatros is going in the 10-point tier. Yes, it has recovery. Yes, it has Grown Boost. Yes, it has Driving Force. Problem, though, it can't hit anything in the meta. Air offense is just horrible right now. Air electric is just not good right now. So, unfortunately, it's going in the 10-point tier. Now we have Swolder, which Swolder is actually going to be the 15-point tier. Swolder is really good, so I'm going to add that in the 15-point tier. Pretty underrated, Loomian, honestly. Florian should not even be in the 5-point tier. Honestly, Florian should be in the 0-point tier. You should just have this Loomian on your team for free, because this thing is so bad, and I probably would never use it on a team. Now, Terrafly will be on the 5-point tier, because Terrafly gets outclassed by everything, and while it could be okay, it is not the best thing in the world, so Terrafly is being put there. Terraclaw is actually going to take a step up. I used it a lot in the 10-point tier last time, so I'm going to jump it up to the 15-point tier. So, yep, Terraclaw has taken a jump up. Dragoon is going to be in the 5-point tier. It's going to take a drop down. I think it was the 10-point tier last time. Borak is going in the 20-point tier. This thing hits very hard. This thing is a heavy hitter. It deserves to be in the 20-point tier. Eliguana, I'm going to put Eliguana in the... I did not spell that name correctly. Eliguana. I have a list on my phone just so I can spell the names correctly. It's going in the 15-point tier because there are a lot of plant types at the moment, which does make it struggle. Surprisingly, Gastroke is going in the 10-point tier and not in the 5-point tier. I don't think Gastroke is that bad. I don't think Gastroke is 5-point tier bad. Then again, I did make the same with Luxor. And I think Luxor is better than Gastroke. And yeah, I put Luxor at 5 points. So, that is questionable. Okay, I'll do this. I'll put Gastroke here. And I'll put Dragoon in 10. Let's do that, actually. I think I like that a little bit better. So, Gastroke in 5. And we'll put Dragoon in 10. That's what we'll do. We'll do that. Wiki is 5-point tier because, you know, any higher and it's just not worth adding on your team. Charatiki's 25 points. This thing deserves 25 points, so it's going up there. Waka Laka is going on 5 points. This thing is not too good. A lot of weaknesses to really utilize its capabilities. Sachi is being in the same tier as it was last time. It's going to go in the 15-point tier. Cinemars is going in the 15-point tier. Actually, no, I'm going to put Cinemars in the 20-point tier. Cinemars will be in the 20-point tier. I think it deserves a step higher. Ventation will be in the 15-point tier. So, Ventation in the 15-point tier. Your Soul, well, we know where that's going. No questions. No questions where that is going. Your Snack is going to be in the 20-point tier. And I know you're thinking about the 25-point tier, but you're pretty much forced to run Health Amulet or Milkshake to really utilize your Snack, so I'm going to put it a step down. Revenine is going in the 25-point tier. I know it's a revenge killer, but it hits very hard and has very good offense. So, yeah, it's going right here. Eruptodon, I'll put Eruptodon in the 20-point tier. I think the 20-point tier is good for Eruptodon. It hits so hard and has Magnify, so I think that is worth it. Crackalola will be in the 10-point tier. It's good, but it's just very tough to use, especially with the new change. Vocaloa, surprisingly, I will put in the 10-point. It used to be in the 15-point, but I'm going to drop it down to 10. So yeah, Vocaloa has been dropped. Fastifer, we know where this goes. It's going in the 5-point tier. Okay, we get another pre-evolution. We get Chrysite. Chrysite will go in the 10-point tier. And Obsidian's going to go in the 25-point tier. Almost the 50-point tier, but it's staying in the 25-point tier. Now we got Trumbull. Trumbull will be in the 10-point tier. Because it's just not used that much at the moment. Same as Mewtwo. These are heavy hitters, so... But I think 10 points is worth for them. Gobademic will also be on the 10-point tier. Gobademic, 10-point tier. So, yep, Gobademic's in the 10. Icicle will also be in the 10. I think Icicle has deserved a step up from the 5-point tier. It's one of the few 5-point tier Loomians that deserves a step up. Ferroglyph will be in the 20-point tier. Pharaoh is pretty good, so I'm putting it in the 20-point tier. So there you go. There's Ferroglyph. Now we're going to have Garbantus, which Garbantus will be in the 25-point tier because it is weak to a lot of stuff. I'm being a lot more generous with this tier list compared to my last one. I've just realized. Stratosaur? Okay, we know where this thing is going. This is going in the... This is in the 25-point tier. I mean, it's probably one of the best metal types currently in the game. And yet, in my metal type tier list, I put it second to last. Almost putting it last. My bad on that, guys. So yeah, Cyborg will be in the 10-point tier. I don't think it's... Cyborg is really good, so I'm putting it in the 10-point tier. I don't think it's 5-point tier material. Tyrex, we know where that's going. No questions on that one. We have no questions on that one. Munchwheel will be... Honestly, I'll give Munchwheel the step up. I'll give Munchwheel the step up to 20. Gardrone will be at 10. Gardrone will stay in the same spot. Just make sure I spell these names correctly. Hunder will be in the 15-point tier. I think 15 points is a good spot. I am debating about 20, actually. But I'm going to stick with my gut and stick with 15. Arpygo is dropping all the way to the 5. Yes, it has great coverage, but it does not hit hard enough and doesn't have enough bulk to really utilize. Skellic is in the 15-point tier. Skellic is good, but not the best. So, there we go. We'll put that in the 15-point tier. Joltooth will be in the 5. I don't know. I'm going to give it a step up. I'm going to barely put it in the 10. It might drop to the 5, though. Because I know some people really like Joltooth. I don't. I physically think it gets walled by almost everything. But, you know, it's how it goes. The Shocker of the Year. Infernix down to 15. Yes, below Eruptodon. Yes, it has come to a point where Infernix is worse than Eruptodon. Yeah, it dropped all the way from the 25 points to the 15-point tier. So yeah, Infernix is probably going to be used a little bit more, so that's good. Dorgo will also be in the same tier. So yeah, Dorgo will be in the... Did I spell correctly? Yes, I did. Will be in the 15-point tier. Malmerk will be in the 10. I know a lot of people think Malmerk is a great tank and all, but I never seen the utilization of Malmerk, considering all the toxic types which are currently in the meta. Metatoad, it's an easy 20-point tier Loomian. This thing hits hard and can run a lot of sets on it. So, the Metatoad, that one's easy to rate. Blowtox, I do not think it deserves... Just like Luxor, I don't think Blowtox deserves 5 points. I think it deserves like 10 or 15. But I could see why people put it really low. So I'm putting it in the 5-point tier. Barblast, on the other hand, that's going on the complete other side of the spectrum. So yeah, that's going to be a 25-point tier Loomian. Garlash. Is Garlash better than Hunder? That's the question. Is Garlash better than Hunder? Or is it around the same as Hunder? I think with the boot set, Garlash is slightly better if you're running the boots. I think Garlash is slightly a step above Hunder. I think Hunder has better coverage, but I think Garlash hitting harder and now with boots going faster gives Garlash a little bit more compared to Hunder. So I'm going to have Garlash in the 20-point tier. It's close, but I think I'm going to have it there. Deludrix, it's going in the 15-point tier. I know that everyone thinks Deludrix is amazing, and I can see why it has good coverage, but that's kind of it. It doesn't hit hard enough, so I'm only putting it in 15-point. Colossotrops will be in the 15-point tier. So, Colossotrops. Honestly, Colossotrops can be 25, it can be 10. But I think 15 points is the best spot for it. Hoganosh is going to take a step up. Hoganosh is going into the 10-point tier. It goes up, so that's good. Hoganosh goes up from the 5-point to the 10-point. Now we got Mocho, which Mocho's going into 20. Mocho hits so hard, so it's going to take a step up. Aha, Odasho's a Loomian that could be used. All that Odasho is one of the best One of the best pre-evolutions in the game. And Spreezy is a step up from that. So yeah, that is where Odasho and Spreezy ranks. We got Whippledrift, which Whippledrift surprisingly falls all the way to the 10. I don't think Whippledrift is as good. It has good coverage, but again, it hits its ranged attack stat is pretty puny. You need at least 2 magnifies to even just hit hard. Servalin, oh my gosh, you know where this thing goes. Servalin is garbage. 15-point tier is Windolin. Windolin is good. Windolin, honestly, I'm even debating about putting Windolin a little higher, but I think Windolin in the 15-point tier is good. Kirlin is going in the 20. I mean, this thing hits very hard. The reason why it's not 25-point, because Hasty. Hasty has the ability to miss. Zeppelin, well, we know where this guy ranks. Olin goes in the 25-point tier. This thing hits very hard. Venolin's in the same place, 25 points. Wrestling will drop to the 20. This thing still hits hard, though, so that's why it's still in the 20. Buzzlin will go to the 15, so Buzzlin. A lot of bug types in the 15-point tier, by the way. A lot of them. A lot of them. But, yeah, that is where they're going to rank. So Buzzlin ranks there. Tundralin's going in the 50-point tier. I don't care what people say. It's going in the 50-point tier. Pyrolin, is that 50-point or 25? I think Pyrolin is barely just 25 and not quite 50. Now, Copperage. I'll put Copperage at 10. Copperage will be at 10. Oxydrake will be at 20. Oxydrake has honestly fallen off a little bit. It's still a really good Loomian, though, so I'm still putting it really high. But yeah, I don't think it's as good as it was in the past. How about Harvesect? Harvesect's interesting. I think Harvesect is in the 20. I think 20-point tier is good for Harvesect. Wintrix will be in the 25-point tier. I mean, this thing has the Wise ability. What else is there really to say? Snagoop is in the 20-point tier, so let's go for the Snagoop play. That's in the 20-point tier. Surkame is... okay. Makoro's in the 10. Surkame's in the 15. That is my opinion on that. As much as I want Makoro above Surkame, I think Surkame is barely more useful. Cavenish could also be used, but I think that's one of the few pre-evolutions that stays. It had one clutch battle, actually, though, but other than that, nothing else. Bonfino is in the 10, so Bonfino is in the 10-point tier. Kanabo is in the 15-point tier. A lot of people rank Kanabo very high, but I don't know. Compared to the other brawler types, I don't think it ranks as high. It's the second worst brawler type. It just shows how good the brawler types is. If Kanabo is the second worst brawler type, you know you have some amazing brawler types. Samarine is a sweeper, but it's only going in the 15-point tier. Okay. Lumica and Lumelo will be in the same tier, because I think they're both better in their certain ways. I think they're pretty much the same thing. Jelliusa is not currently in the game, so we're not going to rank that. Terrashino is in the 20-point tier. This thing is a tank that can be queef, so that makes sense where that ranks. 10-point tier, though, is Laircat, so let's put Laircat in the 10-point tier. So boom, there goes Laircat. Boonary goes in the 25-point tier. So yeah, Boonary goes in the 25-point tier. Elephage. Where does Elephage rank? Elephage will go in the 15-point tier. But where does its evolution go? Where does Farragnauts go in? Farragnaught, I think, goes in 25 points. We're going to put that there for now. It looks really overpowered. All it is this... all it has is the highest ranged attack in all of Loomian Legacy, with an ability that can actually increase it, which increase the power of electric type moves. So we're going to put it at 25-point tier. It's going to fall or rise depending on how it does. It just came out a couple days ago, so that one's a very interesting situation on where that Loomian's going to land. Farragnaught. Now we have... Who else do we have? We got Sonogar. Yeah, Sonogar is next. Sonogar. Sonogar will be in the 20-point tier, and that is quite specifically because of Spite. If it wasn't for Spite, it would probably be in the 10-point tier. Sorelli is an RNG machine, so I'm going to put him in the 15-point tier, because you don't know what you're going to get. Fishkarna is going to go in the 15-point tier. It's a range tank, so I think going in this tier is good for it, even though I think it kind of sucks. Well, we all know where Beneki goes. We all know where Beneki goes. Fruitris is something that could be used in battle. So I'm going to rank Fruitris, and that's going to be in the 10-point tier. Yep, I'm going to have a video on this Loomian coming out soon. Sea Drake, 25. This thing is OP every time I use that thing. It always seems to do a lot of damage. Dusket's going in the 15-point tier, because it's Dusket. Ikazune will go in the 20-point, because Flash and Fleet purposes. Protagon, only the 15-point tier. Yep, Protagon is down all the way to the 15 points. That is sad. 50-point Mutagon. Wow, who would have thought that this Loomian would be up here? Cephalops will be in the 25. I'm going to test this. I honestly don't think Cephalops is an Uber. It shouldn't be an Uber, honestly. I mean, Teclipse is on every single team, and even then, there are still a couple other Loomians that can beat Cephalops. Terraclaw is one of them. Honestly, every bug type can beat this thing, even if it has Frostbeam, because all the bug types can at least tank one Frostbeam from this thing. So yeah, I'm going to put it at 25. Metronet. I can see why this thing is ranked in Ubers, but I don't think it's quite in 50. Waba will be on the 25. No, I'm going to put that in 15, actually. I think 15-point tier works for Wobblisk. Nimue as well. Nimue hits hard, but it doesn't hit too much of the meta right now. So I'm going to put that in the 15. That one might be one of the few that rises, though. All the Cosmere forms. Cosmere Encased. Cosmere Cracked. And Cosmere Unleashed is all in the same tier. We're going to put them all in the 20-point tier. Nevermare is also in the 20-point tier. This thing is really good. Its defensive typing is off the charts. And the last Loomian to put on this list is Arkalos, which will be in the 15-point tier. So, Arkalos. So, the 100 Battle Challenge is coming back, guys. And this is the tier list. This is the tier list. Am I missing anything? Eclipse, Your Soul, Tundral, and Mutagon. What is the other Uber? Your Metronet, Cephalops, Your Soul. I think this is good. I think this will be the tier list we will run. Yep, this will be the point tier list that we will run. And we're going to have episodes on the 100 Battle Challenge again. Currently, our record is 21-4. We lost our last battle. That puts our record to 21 wins and 4 losses with 75 battles to go. So, I cannot wait to get into that 100 Battle Challenge again. I'm very excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!